All right, so we're 12 guests in, Dale. Just getting warmed up
Whew.
here. Lucky number 13 on the way. It's going to be Louise McDonnell. She is selloonsocial.media, just talented social media creator and marketer and strategist, author, speaker. Got one of the hottest marketing podcasts in Ireland. So let's head out across the pond and talk to the author of Social Media Content Planner and Guide. It's the 2024 edition for coaches, consultants, and online experts. Welcome, Louise McDonnell.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Ross and Dale.
Hey, it's great to see you. So, how long? It's what's it, about 4 or 5 years now you've been doing the planner?
Yeah, exactly. So since 2019. So
Wow.
yeah, so I bring out an annual planner and guide because, as you know, social media is always changing, and the whole idea of the planner is to make it easy for people to show up week in, week out with social media content which actually has an impact and helps them achieve their goals.
Well, one of the things that stands out, of course, is that there's no shortage of topics and things to talk about. Where do you come up with all the different events and days and themes and everything across an entire year?
Yeah, so the planner is kind of broken up into 4 kind of sections. So the first section is a guide. So for like what we don't want is people showing up on social media just creating content, because just creating content is not a strategy. And ticking a box to say, yes, I'm on social media doesn't mean it's going to be effective. Okay. So the first section is like a workbook, and so it asks you very specific questions to get you thinking in a very specific way so that your message is helping you achieve your business goals, but it's also persuasive. So that is like the first section of the planner. The second section of the planner then are all these special days. Okay, so today is like the 17th of the 17th of September. I should have had this ready. So you probably get there faster than me. So the 17th of September is International Country Music Day. So again, like, the whole idea of the special days is like there's one or more than one for every day of the year. And the whole idea is that if you plan in advance, and if, let's say, that particular day means something to you or your brand. So like, even if you're a successful coach or consultant, but you like to sing and you want to share that on your social media, or let's say tomorrow is National Cheeseburger Day, maybe you're a nutritionist and maybe you can share a recipe for a healthy cheeseburger, so the whole idea is that the prompts just give you the inspiration to show up week in, week out. And if you're planning in advance, you get you have the time to be very strategic about how you're going to show up. So there's a prompt for every single day of the year. And that's why I bring it out every year, because every year the prompts change. And the whole idea is that if you're using the prompts on the day that everybody else is searching for content about that prompt, well, you're going to get more visibility. The third part of the planner then is like, I have free resources. So to kind of back up the teachings within the planner. So there's over $377 worth of free resources there. And the fourth part then is like a diary. So you can like write in and plan. And I like to write everything down. So that's the planner. And it's just a really, really useful tool to help you show up week in, week out.
What's the production like for you when you're putting together one of these? Because obviously there's a lot of work that goes into this.
Yeah, there is a lot of work. So like every year, like, because as you know, Dale, social media is always changing. So I'm trying to, and like there's huge changes, like even between this year and next year now. So like my whole goal is that I'm just helping people be on the ball. So because I live and breathe social media, I have an agency, I have a coaching academy, I'm talking all day, every day about social media. Ross asked me, how do I keep ahead of the curve? It's because I'm in it. And so I recognize that, like everybody else, social media isn't their job. Like if you're a coach or consultant, it's just a little small part of your job. So writing the guide, I'm always so mindful to only have the right content. I don't want to overload people. And I must tell you, Dale, that the checking of the days and the double checking and the treble checking is a huge amount of work. So we I get my team, I get one of my team to do it like twice over. Then I get somebody else of my team to check it. Then before it goes out the door, I check it. Then we send it off to the designer, and then we have to check that they have put everything in that we asked them to check. And then so we it's checked and checked and checked, because the last thing I want is that someone says, you got that wrong.
Oh yeah.
That would be a nightmare for me.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what would you say is the one tool that helps you double check some of those things? Are you like just verbally reading that stuff out loud? Are you doing text to speech? Is there a specific program that you're using?
So we have to check if the dates are accurate by literally checking them online. So like all the days that you have that are in the planner, you could go and search every single day and every single week and look for them. What we've just tried to do is put them conveniently in the one location. And within the free resources that you get along with the planner, there is like a Google sheet with a Google planning sheet with all the dates built in. And like we use this, like we this template that we use it every single day in our agency to help us plan our content. It's super useful. And like people don't realize, like the special days, you're not going to use them all the time, but you might find 3 or 4 special days in the month that are really, really relevant to what you're doing. Or let's say that you had like a launch coming up, or you had a special event coming up. You can be really strategic about, what's happening on the special days. I know I've had somebody a few years ago, and they were into like sustainability and the environment, and they were planning a big launch. And I said, hang off. If you do it a week later, it's actually on a really relevant day where people, and like you'll find even the people in the like on the TV, at the radio stations, they're looking for content relevant to those special days on that day. So she was able to just change her launch and like got way more visibility just by being a little bit smarter about it, and tuning into what was happening around her. So that's the whole idea of the planner. It's just to make it easy and convenient, and so that that basically it's not hard. It's just you've got it there at your fingertips.
I feel like, Ross, we have a great 1-2 punch here, because she's speaking about something like what Jason was talking about earlier, and finding the right opportunity to advertise and promote what you have. And this is great. Like, I already know by this point, Louise, I'm probably, as soon as we're off here, I'm just going to order your planner because I need it.
One of the things that stands out also is that I have the paperback version, and it's in full color. And you don't see that a lot. What made you decide to do that? And does it cost a lot more for the printing and all that on your end in order to put out a book? I assume through KDP, because I bought it on Amazon.
Yeah, it does actually. The first year I did it, Ross, it was in black and white with just sections of it in color, and I hated it. I honest to goodness, I was like, I can't stand over this. This is not me. I want something that if I'm going to use it every single day, that I like to open it and I like to write in it, and the grayscale just didn't do it for me. So as a result, like I still sell it at the same price. I just make less money on it, but I'm happier, and I'm happier that it's me and I stand over it. So yeah, great question.
So last question, we only have about a minute left. I want to ask you, because you gave such a great pitch for your book before, is where does the social media expert you are actually show up or enjoy showing up for her own social media accounts?
Oh, you see, I have this love-hate relationship with social media. Like, I actually love it because I use it strategically. It does annoy me quite a lot of the time. But to answer your question, I love hanging out on LinkedIn. You'll find me on LinkedIn under Louise McDonnell. But I also love hanging out on Instagram and Facebook. And TikTok. You'll find me under Sal on Social M. That's my company name. But yeah, so I love all the different channels for lots of different reasons. I think from a business perspective, I love LinkedIn for myself, for B2B. A lot of my clients were very active Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Well, Louise, the book is excellent. You've already sold Dale. You sold
I have
me,
to have it.
obviously. I'm holding one. It's the 2024 Social Media Content Planner and Guide for Coaches, Consultants, and Online Experts. And it's Louise McDonnell, and check her out on LinkedIn and everywhere else on social media. Thanks, Louise.
Thank you so much.